Well, hi again, folks. Ava here. I had a bit of technical difficulties since our last installment of Tropico with Trees. I made the mistake of wandering away from my desk without saving everything exactly. Well, saving it at all. And I have a little dog that's always very fascinated at what I'm doing at my desk. And I went downstairs to care of a couple of things, and I came back and some of the game had changed a little bit. She has her own ideas on how to build a tropical Caribbean island. So I'm hoping I have it back the same way it was, but it might not be exact. Now, all I have done, other than try to put a couple of things back again, is to let it build. We had, if you remember correctly, we had all kinds of building projects going on, a lot of different things happening, and I just figured it was time to let that catch up. And as you can see, again, a nice amount of money is coming in. We've got a lot more export revenue in the making here. I'm going to up the imports a little bit, and I think I'm going to start. We have to start making some serious money here. So cigar factories are always good. Lumber mills, well, here's that old tree thing again. I think I would rather just import some things and let these guys do the build, like just import and let them create the expensive high-end bits and pieces here. So we're going to probably need some more housing because we always do. We've built a lot of yellow ones. Let's go for pink. That's kind of tropical too, right? We're going to put, we'll stick, actually, let me check it out. Mine is first. I don't want to, bauxite and iron, sure. Let's go for that. Iron, lovely. And what's this one? Everything's increased by more. Well, what the heck. Okay, let's put that house back here. Now that we know where it's going to be, we will tuck that in there. I didn't make it? No, good. So we'll let them do some building here. We're going to get some industry going on. I think, we've got a school that is actually working. We've got a hospital that's kind of working. We've got a clinic that's going on. I think it's time to start building the kind of society that we want. And that means taking care of some things. So do we go for more food, more education, more religion? I'm sure they want everything. You know what? I think it's time to go for a little bit of entertainment. We have a pub. Let's go with a restaurant. We'll put that one. We'll put that one in here. We do have a fair bit of housing here. Actually, I wonder if I should put another market up here. The more, oh, we're into supermarkets now. I don't always like the supermarkets. They're just these big, horrible looking things. Although, on the other hand, it would hide the dump. And what better place for a mall? Okay, you know what? We'll stick a supermarket in. Yeah. Wish I could change the look of those. I mean, maybe I can, I just don't know about it. Speaking of changing the look of things, I just learned about this because I'm slow. The Sims 3, there's apparently a world builder now. I have not been able to do that since back in the Sims 2 days when you could use SimCity 3 and build your own maps and then import stuff into the Sims game. But apparently there's a world builder out there now that I am clearly going to have to spend some time looking at. Because I'm all about the building, right? I play this game, any game, a little bit different for the most part. I'm not always big on shooting, mostly. There's always moments, right? One of these days I'll tell you about the Duke Nukem 3D period of my life. There's always moments. But for the most part, I don't do a lot of the shooting thing. It's always about nurturing and making things pretty. Oh, and in Minecraft 3, and that big heap I was talking about during the last Tropico episode, I'm going to do a big formal garden. I was thinking about maybe trying something like a formal garden at Blenheim Palace in the UK, which is well, it's kind of pretty, and I've got the space. My God, if I got the space. But I will find a garden of some sort. I don't know if if I'm going to go with that one or not, but I think I'll try to find something that's interesting and very precise and see if I can recreate it in Minecraft. That'd be awesome cool. God, I love the music in this game. Okay, so that one's full, that one's full. Okay, I'm going to put up another apartment block here. Do I have money? Oh, okay. How much time before the next one? Less than a month. This is not built yet, but it's going good. We have another building going up here. I don't know. You know what? Let's just take this road. Then run it down here. And then we can continue building up that neighborhood. The restaurant, what would that cost to quick build? I just make it a priority. Again, always with the priorities. So now, do we want to start in tourism? We could, maybe. That's always a good income. That gives us lots of entertainment and lots of fun things for our own people to do. Maybe it's just time to find out what our own people actually want. Economy, unemployed, nobody's unemployed. Lots of free job positions. 41 homeless people. Home. Okay, we got to take care of that. The average pay is going up because I just changed some things. Food quality kind of sucks. Okay, income disparity is, yeah, well, it is. Yeah, this stuff happens. Overall respect is rising. Happiness is rising. All right, let's take care of some different kind of housing now. Let's get the condominium thing going. Because this is, fancy stuff. Person can live in a condominium, you just know they got it going on, right? I think I'm going to put another road back here and add more of the housing back there. So, condominiums, do we want, ooh, that's bright and cheerful. What do we have? That's terrible. I never know if there's a front or back to these things, so you know what? I'm just going to make a row of these. You know how they do these subdivisions where everything's the same. We'll do one of those. Now, I'm going to zoom in here. It's time. One must plant trees. Oh, one is out of money. When is money coming in? Ooh, lots of it too. And freighter is approaching the dock. Perfect. What do they want? Upgrade to marketplaces. Yeah, I know. But they're so big and ugly, and I love the little marketplaces. Look when you're getting close. Doesn't that look like a lot more fun than a mall? We have donkeys. We have donkeys. You'll never find a donkey at the mall. No, I don't know. I know, more efficient, la la la, but I don't know. Okay, where's my money? Come on, boat. Are my dock workers handy? No, we need dock workers. Oh, there he's back. Okay, I guess he's just out, eating or things. Why? What's wrong with these guys? Pay the soldiers. That's enough. What do I have going on here?
We managed to get the economy back on track.
Go away.
And pay back.
Okay, let's make this a okay, now these, wait a minute. Housing, crank that down. You live in a condominium, you gotta pay for a little bit, but see, we take care of our people. Landmarks. Guess what? Trees. Landmarks and beauty. So, kidding. There we go. Can we put it in front? Sort of. Well, we'll put it off to the side so they can actually, you know, get into these apartments we've given them. Yeah, it's time to start building our proper society. Now, food was kind of going down, so let's take care of that a little bit. We got ranches, farms. Oh, fishing. I hadn't even thought about fishing. Let's do some fishing. How did I not notice that before? I always do fishing. Okay, let's back it up so we can see where. These fish farms are kind of a special case, aren't they? So, where can we go? There's one. There's two. There we are, building too much again. You get on a roll, right? You just want to get it done. What did that cost? No. We'll put another apartment down here. These guys get to live on the beach. Nice view. How's that mine going? Oh, I have other mines that might want some attention too, though, right? Let's do some upgrading. We don't have a ton of money, but I can't do that. Oh, these all need electrical things. Always with the electrical things. You know what? We'll stick that in the middle and hope it's close enough. And just build it fast and see where we are. Ooh, the gold's going down fast. How's this one doing? We have it staffed completely. And still not on the ground. So, another one over here. And pop that up in a hurry. And I'm in the hole again. Quill would be proud. Oh, I love the music in this game. I'm sure I've mentioned that, but I still do. You know, the family was talking the other day about running away for the holidays. And anyway, there were some changes, and we started talking about maybe going to Mardis Gras, which is always kind of runs through my mind when I'm playing this game. Not that I've ever celebrated Mardis Gras in the Caribbean, but I have in New Orleans, and and we were talking about possibly going this year, and I think that Tuesday is February 10th or 12th this year. Probably we won't be going. There's just some other, you know, business-related things going on around that time, and I don't think that's going to work out. But nice to think about. Mardis Gras is the most amazing experience. You've got so many people. The last year I was there, we had, I don't know, 1.5 million people within 10 square blocks of downtown, like the French Quarter, you know, Bourbon Street and that canal, that street, that area. And it was fun. It was just so much fun. I mean, there wasn't a lot of crime. There were police all over, of course, and you couldn't drive. With the whole downtown area was just sort of cordoned off or whatever. I have stories. Getting there was kind of a story in and of itself. I was living in a boarding house at the time, and well, I was sharing a house anyway with a bunch of people, and everyone else is going to Mardis Gras. The owner of the house actually went with his family every year. His kids, you know, had been raised there. He and his wife always went, and the rest of the house was going. And one of friends that lived upstairs had decided to go along, and he left his van, and he said, well, while I'm gone, you know, you can use my van. Here are the keys, whatever. And I was living in the United States at the time, and he said, you know, if you want to go north and, you know, take it to Canada on vacation or something like that, feel free to use the van and go do that. Now, he had lent the van to someone else the day before he left, and the guy called and said, you know, he would have it back for me that evening. And I don't know, like everybody left at the crack of dawn that morning, and I'm sitting there all day going, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras. You know, it's winter time, New Orleans. And I decided I was going. So I called up a friend of mine and I said, I'm leaving for New Orleans this evening. Do you want to come? And she ran around all day finding somebody to take care of the kids and doing laundry and calling in sick at work. And I called my boss and asked for a few days off, and it was a no-go. Absolutely not going to happen. You can't go. And I actually quit my job that day and said, I want my pay now because I'm leaving town. You have to pay me tonight. So anyway, that evening comes along. The guy hasn't showed up with the van yet. We're all sitting around waiting. We've, you know, been running into people through the day as we're, you know, feverishly running around town trying to get ready for this trip. So we had a bunch of people that dropped by the house to wish us well. And the guy phoned and said, I'll be a little bit late. I'll meet you up at the pub. So we end up going up there, and, you know, I walk into the bar with my suitcase, and everybody was talking about it. My God, they're going to New Orleans. They're going to New Orleans. They just decided today they're taking off. The bartender was giving us tequila sunrises all night, which was awesome times. And the short version of a very, very long evening where this guy with the van I was supposed to be using just kept calling and postponing and postponing. And he finally said, I'll meet you back at the house. The bar closes. Half the pub comes back to the house. So we're all sitting around waiting for this guy to show up. And again, very long night later, he never did. He didn't show up. He kept phoning, kept going on. And, you know, by morning, there was only about 7 or 8 of the real die-hard stragglers hanging on, waiting to see us off. And we haven't slept all night. So it's now dawn. I have been awake since the dawn before, when I wished, you know, my roommates, my friends off. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the guy finally shows up with the van, and it was like, woohoo, we're going, you know, we're going to New Orleans. So my girlfriend takes this piece of cardboard and writes New Orleans or bust on the back of it, or on the front of it, and sticks it in the back window of the van, and we go toss, you know, we toss everything in. Now this was one of those vans. This was like back in the olden days, guys. Okay, so the van had a bed in back. We had a little fridge. We had carpeting. We had great stereo system. You know, all these fun things. So we get into this van and we stack our food in, and off we go. And you know, friends and well-wishers are throwing things through the window, and we had more booze and more things that we had no business having. It was, yeah, anyway, could have been an interesting trip if we had gotten stopped anywhere along the line. So we've been up for over 24 hours, whatever, 20, 30 hours or more at this point, and we leave for New Orleans at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we drive, and excuse me, my friend's in the back sleeping at sometime in the middle of the night. And I swear to God, I'm driving down this highway, I think in Alabama. We didn't have a map. We just knew if we headed south and followed signs, we'd probably find New Orleans. So I'm driving along, and the highway stops. I mean, the highway just ended. There had been no signs. There were no construction signs saying it was coming. There was just a barrier, and there was no highway. Now, there was an exit right there. I had to back up, actually, to get to this exit. And I get down the hill, and the only thing at that exit is a restaurant which is closed. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And there's a parking lot full of people standing around going, what the, you know. So everybody's kind of wondering what to do and where to go. And people have got their flashlights out and their headlights on, and they're looking at maps trying to figure out, how do we even get to the other highway to turn around and go back? Because this was divided highway. So we're sitting there mucking around with that, and some guy had driven around behind the restaurant, and there was this dirt road that at least was heading south. And I thought, well, I'm heading south. How bad can it be? So I go taking off down this dirt road, and I'm driving along, and it's very, very narrow. And we've got the big trees and the moss hanging, and every horror story I've ever seen is flashing through my mind. Stella's unconscious in the back. And I'm driving along and going slower and slower, and I haven't seen a farm or a power line or a barn or another car in about an hour. And I come around this little bit of a curve in the road, and there's this big freaking cow standing there. And I'm too freaked out to even get out of the van, okay? It's like the middle of the night. I haven't slept in almost 48 hours by this point. Well, it's been about, okay, 44 hours since I've had any sleep. And I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's mist, and the moss is hanging. And I swear I could hear banjos. I know they were all in my head, but it was not a good moment for me. And I like cows, okay? I think cows are awesome. I was too scared to get out of the van and shoo the old lady off. So I honked my horn a couple times, and it's one of the like stub-nosed vans. She's right there in front of me, and she's just staring at me. Oh, she's chewing and looking bored to death. And I ended up falling asleep here with this cow staring at me. I wake up a little bit later. It's still dark, and apparently she had wandered off. Now, I don't know where she wandered to. No fence, no farms, no barns, just this wild swamp cow from Alabama. So she finally wandered off, and I'm driving up the road, and at some point, I cannot even believe this, we come out to some major highway, get onto that, drive straight, just heads for New Orleans, no problems, got crazy lucky. It was awesome. So getting there was a bit of an adventure itself. Then we get to New Orleans, and the place is packed. And I'm trying to find just some place to park this van. Okay, that's all I want to do is just park and get out, because we're being told that we won't be able to drive for very much longer. They're about to shut down this whole section of town. There'll be no traffic at all. So I find this big warehouse thing, and there's this huge parking lot behind, and it is full of trailers and recreational vehicles, just packed. People have got their homes on wheels in this place, and they're sunning themselves on the top, and it was crazy busy. And I'm scooting up and down, as really slow, because there's so many people you can barely drive. And we see this one parking lot way in the back corner, and we're trying to get there before somebody else gets it. Now, here's the thing. See, I'm driving someone else's van. Okay. And I hadn't told him I was going to New Orleans. So I'm a little bit nervous about always with the money. I'm thinking, I've heard there's going to be like a couple million people there. It's a big city. What are the odds I'm going to see these people, right? So I'm thinking they'll never find out. I can tell him when he comes back that I was there too. So we're driving along to get into this parking lot. And I back in. And I look over like this. Big city, millions of people. There's the guy that owns the van in the next parking lot. And he's, going like this, fill in the blanks. And he looks over, and he sees me. And he looks at the van like this. And of course, I'm losing it, right? And he's rubbing his eyes, and you could just see it, across his face, like, how high am I? So we're sitting there just like, hi, and I'm going, oh crap, God. And anyway, turned out great. We had a really good time. Everybody had a good time. And I got to take the van and go on to Florida. After Mardi Gras, I drove along the coast and spent some time laying on big empty beaches in northern Florida. It was a very good time. But lots of stories out of Mardi Gras. Getting there is probably the best one. I couldn't believe it. I mean, what are the odds in all of those people that you're going to run into the one person you really, really don't want to be seeing right that moment? There it was, big as life. Busted. Good times. And every time I get in this game, and of course this time of year, you gotta be thinking about Mardi Gras. If you haven't gone, you know what? Don't quit your job. But make arrangements, even if you just go for 2 days. Go for the Monday and the Tuesday. Absolutely, absolutely worth it. If you can stay till the Wednesday, that's kind of a rush too, because the city empties overnight. I mean, there was just nobody left. When, the Wednesday morning, I had the entire French Quarter to myself. It was fabulous. Always with the mines, these guys. I suppose I should pay attention to this game. I mean, like a little. So, do I have enough army to bust their back ends here? Probably. I have bigger guns. One can hope. I don't want to upgrade this if it's just about to get destroyed, right? So let's upgrade this one instead. This is iron, right? Is that worth it? I suppose I could always wander over into the gold later too, so... How is this fight going? Well, we'll let them fight that out. Okay, back to Tropico. You know, I've never been to the Caribbean. I've wandered around a bit in my life, but I've never actually ended up in the Caribbean. Excuse me. I get this tickle thing in my throat today. Infrastructure. Okay, let's plant a garden. Right in front of the palace, one needs the biggest garden one can find. Right there. And then, should we plant two? Maybe. That's the start. See, the center is going to be really pretty and watch. But, how are things going here? We have a restaurant that is making a little bit of money. Okay, we have a hospital. Let's put something else going on here. We're going to make some money. Nightclubs? Nightclubs are usually good for money, right? You know, if you can't find a job, you might as well take it. More housing. Oh yeah, the condominium thing. I wanted to do something down here as well. We need... Ooh, that's not a pretty one, is it? And that one's... Actually, we'll go with that. Tuck that in right there. The housing is pretty cheap. I was going to put a college here, I think, at some point, right? I have money again. I'm not paying any attention to this game at all, am I? You know what? I can talk to you, or I can play the game. So, what do you want to talk about? What's going on here? Build a grade school.
Do you remember the promise you made last night?
Upgrade marketplaces. No, I have no money. Where's what's going on here? Okay, so we have the imports coming in. Is this working? Ooh, job quality. Well, let's wait till we actually have the money for that, shall we? Look at all the people we could have hired in here, and that we don't. What is our... That's setting open doors. Do we have ministers of anything? We just have a building. That's good. Okay. Below average. That's nice. How about education? Exceptional. Leadership. Oh, what the heck. Glossarial. Exceptional, above average. Exceptional. Wow. Brilliant. Above average. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, awesome. We get to actually hire our own people. How often does that happen? Abysmal courage for the Minister of Defense. Good, good. Well, if he's smart and his leadership's good, maybe he doesn't have to be courageous. And we will just... A skilled banker, journalist, shopkeeper, or customs is required. We have no skilled shopkeepers. We'll hire a foreign expert. Yes, foreign relations, la la la. What are the foreign relations you wonder? You know what? I need to do some things just in general here. I have no money to do things just in general here. Okay. When? Less than a month. Some things are going on. Let's get the factory going, guys. Thank you. Hurry, hurry. We need some income. This has not made any money at all. It's losing money. This has made some money. Okay, this is just getting started though, so that's okay. That's made pots of money, but they always do. The pots made some money. That's awesome. How about my restaurant? At least it hasn't lost too much. Okay, as soon as I have some money, I think we're going to start with the tourism thing.
Thanks, my Presidente. For a moment, I thought that assassin got you.
After the assassination attempt on
You know, let's not tick off too many people. I don't know what my foreign relations are like at this point. So, ooh, the USSR is not entirely impressed with me. Yeah, well, okay. Oh well. Respect is down, average pay. Economy, what's the Caribbean pay? 10. Well, we're not too bad. Under. Okay, we have to like make more money here. We just have to make more money. The people are pleased that El Presidente is alive. Is this still going on? Guys with guns. I don't know. We need more housing over here. We have shots. See, you could have housing if anybody got around to building it. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, this is seriously in the hole. I do this sometimes. Not always. Because it makes me nervous. Oh, what is this? Submersive is a bomb in our cigar factory.
English, Presidente. We set you up the bomb. All your building are belong to us. What you say?
All your building are belong to us. I love it when you're dealing with educated people. Pay the ransom to snail. I don't want that down for 3 months. I will probably end up losing more than $3,000. I don't want to blow it up. I can't have somebody shot because it works so well sometimes.
Presidente, several foreign gunships were
That's
spotted
kind of
circling our
USSR,
waters.
right? I have never been invaded before. So how does one please the USSR? I don't have enough export revenue to even break even. Brilliant. I blame you. It's gotta be your fault. I'm talking about going to New Orleans and partying for days and I'm letting my people down. And look at this. The army is not doing that well. Okay, let's get up above 0, please. And we will put in a foreign office and tell the USSR how absolutely charming they really are. They have a front and back on this, and I have no idea. I'm going to guess that the patio with the umbrellas are going to go in the back. Neutral, pro-USSR, because more healthcare, which I can afford. And I've only bought a few trees, so it's clearly not the issue. Hardly any workers.
A decisive victory.
Well, that's nice. Oh, this is going now. It'd be nice if this started making some money. And I guess we're back to waiting. So I'll just, cut this part of the video. And we'll start another one next time. And in the meantime, build tomorrow beautiful.